I'm alive? Am I here? Boys? Gentlemen? Oh, merry men, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Chronicle number 2 in the chronological order that we're playing these games. We're getting close, maybe possibly sort of to the end. We're investigating today, boys. That's what today's agenda is all about. In the Twisted Karma and His Last Bow Investigation Part 2. What had happened? The trial was a wild one. I learned that Daily Vigil jumped out of a window and tried to off himself. No game audio. Oh, that's not good. Wait, really? Can you hear me? But you can't hear my game? There's game audio on my side. Yeah, can you double check that? I hear game audio. There is music playing. You should be able to hear it. Jacob Welsh can hear it. It looks like it's hearable on my end. Okay. You think it's just too quiet? I mean, I could turn it up. It sounds loud in my ear. But there's ways to play with those things. We'll see how it comes out in the end. Until then, boys, yes, what we're doing is we're going to be starting this investigation. Listen, I truly do feel like I've done a pretty good job in other Ace Attorney games of knowing, like, what's going on here? What is the big picture of what's going on? Maybe I'm making that up in my brain. Maybe I need to go back to my old live streams, and maybe I was always really fucking stupid. But in terms of the Great Ace Attorney 2, it's time to start piecing some things together, and nothing is clicking for me. And I feel like I'm the biggest idiot in the room. So what do I know? I know that Kazuma, his dad, is accused of being the professor, the great killer, and I feel like that's probably not true. I feel like we're going to exonerate him of his crime. Well, he's dead. Or is he? I feel like we're going to prove that he wasn't the evil killer and it was like a government conspiracy setup. Do I believe that Lord Strongheart is our big supervillain, the big bad guy who's like, you know, spearheading this conspiracy? Probably. Do I know how he did it? Absolutely the fuck not. How is Daily Vigil involved? Don't fucking know. Was he hypnotized? Was he framed? Did he jump out of the window? Do you think maybe he was pushed out of a window? That's a little bit much, but why? I don't... How does he connect to it? I'm really at a loss. And then, Iris's dad? I'm gonna be real fucking honest with you. I kind of forgot that he exists, but I feel like he's supposed to be an important character that we're still supposed to learn more about. And I feel like Iris's dad, like he's dead too, and I think he's supposed to come into the mix again in some way or another, but I don't really know how. And then how does Herlock Sholmes connect? I don't know everybody's interpersonal connections. It's probably my fault because for the entirety of the first game, I hated all of these people and I didn't want to know anything about them. That might be the big problem. I hated everybody and I didn't want to learn a goddamn thing about any of them. Now that we're close to the end here, I'm kind of like, wait a second, you all are suddenly more interesting to me, and I feel like I should know more about you. Yeah, there was a list of 4 names. Don't remember any of those names. I'll have to figure it all out. It's November 2nd, 3:38 p.m. at Sholmes' suite. The Ace Attorney does love to give a lot of unnecessary flashbacks, so maybe, just maybe, they'll give me a couple of necessary flashbacks too that'll jog my old noggin. That's what we can count on. All right, Susato-san. Sorry, I've been rambling. How was everybody's weekend? Good? Nice. I still can't quite believe what just happened.
I know! I inquired with the bailiff after the court session was adjourned, and it seems that Mr. Vigil was taken to hospital for recovery.
To hospital, you say?
To the hospital. Jesus fucking Christ, are you gonna point out every mistake I make?
Yes, I am. Right. 10 years ago now, Mr. Vigil attempted to commit suicide by jumping out of the window of the prison governor's office. Do you guys still know that one of my favorite fucking Ace Attorney clips out of every game I've ever played Do you guys remember Great Ace Attorney 1? There was that fucking man who was running that store, and I was like, I think you're suspicious and up to no good. And he's like, oh, hang on 1 second. He runs to the back and he pulls out a fucking gun. It was just the most out of pocket, like crazy, I'm about to off myself shit that caught me so far removed from left field. I was like, how did we turn up to 1,000 that fast? I loved it. God, I'm gonna be so sad when these Ace Attorney games are all done and I have nothing to do. Capcom, make Ace Attorney 7. Ever since then, he's completely blocked the memory of those events from his mind. Nobody knew his secret. Not his family, not even the man himself. But I forced it out into the open. Do you think it was wrong of me to do that? Do you think maybe I overstepped the mark? I wonder. We outed him. Runo! Hi, Iris. And hello, chat. Fiction of Grandeur, Changeling DJ, Jonathan Brown, Tito TJ, and the rest of you. Thank you for being here. Just got back from Colombia. Ooh, how was that? Oh, Iris.
You were miles away! Anyway, I've brewed a fresh pot of soothing tea for you.
Thanks, Iris. You know exactly what I need.
You and Susie have had an exhausting day so far getting your asses kicked in court, haven't you?
We don't always get our asses handed to us. Actually, I did a pretty good job, if you don't mind. Oh, I got my hair cut, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed. It's very buzzed short on the sides. I kept most of the length on the top. But it just needed a little bit of cleaning up, a little bit of refinement, if you will. I wanted to actually push it off a little bit later because I'm going to LA in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to have a haircut close to... Anyways, the investigation. Right, let's focus on that.
Oh! Thank you, Iris. How thoughtful of you.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is? When we came out of the courtroom back into the defendant's antechamber, he'd disappeared.
Oh, no, I don't know. He just suddenly sprang to his feet and left. All he said was, I gotta go.
Oh.
I wonder if he's pursuing the mystery of Inspector Gregson's death.
Probably.
Well, you know what Hurley's always saying, don't you? There are mysteries in this world that should perhaps never be solved.
Right.
For the construction of a solution comes only at the expense of the destruction of something else.
Listen, I've been in court all day. Could you break down? What does that mean? I'm gonna need some more basic vocabulary.
He knows very well when you open someone else's old wounds, you often open your own too.
Alright, that much I can follow.
But he just can't take his own advice and leave well alone. Solving mysteries is too important to him.
Yeah, that's pretty true. If only he was good at it.
But that's what I like about Hurley after all.
I suppose that's a lot of great detective in some ways.
So then, let's have tea, and then I'll give you a hand.
Do you have time, Iris?
Uh-huh, I finished this month's manuscript at last, with barely a day to spare before the deadline. Ah, I'm so looking forward to reading it. A brand new story to read in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. You know, I always hide Hurley's violin in the days before I have a deadline.
Yeah, I could understand why.
I'm sure that's very wise, Iris. How sensible of you. Now then, my dear fellows, let's make a plan of action before we continue our investigation.
Right, what's our plan of action? Oh god, we have a lot to unpack with her, I fear.
So, how did it go in court?
Well, about that, we still don't know the truth about what happened, but there is one thing that's increasingly clear. Lord Von Zeeks definitely didn't do it. He's my new boyfriend, and he's being prosecuted by my old boyfriend, and I don't think I can make a throuple out of this.
Oh, goody!
No, this is problematic.
That's right. We did manage to uncover several new facts as well. Really?
And there was another development too. Kazuma.
Yeah, it's quite clear now. That Kazuma-sama is not himself. The way he's acting, it's almost as if he's possessed.
I know what you mean. I mean, at the end of the proceedings earlier, he was like a bloodhound the way he was chasing down Mr. Vigil's forgotten past. He's not normally so mercilessly persistent. It's kinda hot. What's going on in that man's head? I wonder. I really need to sit down with Kazuma and try to understand what he's going through. It's my job as a responsible partner. Alright, well, let's talk about my other boyfriend's innocence. If Gregson was really murdered the day before his body was discovered, then Lord Von Zieks has to be innocent of the crime.
What? The day before? Well, that should be easy enough to work out. Just by examining the corpse, surely.
Yeah, but Iris, all of the people who examine corpses in this town are fucking corrupt as shit.
You would expect so, but curiously, no time of death was included in the autopsy report.
Coroners.
That is curious.
There are still unanswered questions about Lord Von Zieks, though, aren't there?
Oh, do you mean?
I mean, what was he doing there on Fresno Street that day in the first place?
Well, according to the man's testimony, he said he was investigating Inspector Gregson, didn't he?
And it turns out that little room was actually the inspector's secret office.
Oh! That sounds like it has all the makings of a wonderfully devilish plot!
But then why was that notice board there covered in all those peculiar newspapers? Papers about cases with a link to the Reaper. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about all of this. Mostly because I'm completely in the dark.
Oh dear. That sounds more like something horribly devilish. We must start looking into Inspector Gregson's movements of late.
Right. Gregson's movements. Let's talk about those. I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's movements.
Well, according to the entry in his diary, he was carrying out an incognito investigation of the Red-Headed League the day before his death. Ah! You mean he was doing the same thing as Hurley?
Well, Mr. Sholmes was trying to apply. Inspector Gregson was supposed to be investigating.
I do wish it had been the other way around.
Any which way you slice it, it turns out the inspector who went to investigate the Red-Headed League that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Vigil, in possession of Gregson's identification.
You know what that sounds like to me? Establishing an alibi. Oh! I didn't even think of that, but you're absolutely right, Iris.
But why would Gregson need to establish an alibi?
It would appear that the inspector had something to do that he wished to keep a secret. I don't believe it. I always thought he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips.
Yes, but perhaps those fish and chips, Iris, were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar. This is the Literature Club.
I think perhaps we should try to move away from food analogies.
Alright, well listen, I'm not a fucking poet, Susato-san. I'm trying here. If Lord Von Zieks felt the need to investigate Gregson...
Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows.
Great. I can do that.
Vigil. Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Hurley yesterday? That's right, Iris. To ask Mr. Sholmes if he would help her finding her Mr. Fuck! Talking is so hard.
Only Mr. Sholmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken to the hospital? Do you know which one?
Let me consult my book. It has literally every piece of information you could ever want in the world. It's St. Sinners.
Oh, St. Sinners. I'm starting to wonder if all the other hospitals in London have closed down. It's very convenient.
But that's amazing, Runo! You found the lady's husband already!
Well, I suppose I have. By accident.
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration. No!
Yes. So when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and he was immediately dismissed.
Oh, sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
It does suck. But also there's more. For 10 years after that, while he was ostensibly working as a peddler, he also had another secret job. He was paid by Gregson to be his stand-in, to impersonate the inspector.
To impersonate Gregsy? But why?
I haven't a clue.
Ah, Ginny was right. I'm starting to think all adults are up to no good now.
I wouldn't listen to Ginny too much, including you, Runo. Oh, Iris, are you going through puberty? I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me. I'm the good guy. I'm the protagonist.
That means he has ties to the professor and to Inspector Gregson, though. So I do think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Back to St. Sinners, then. I can do that.
Well, I think it's clear what we need to do, isn't it?
Bring a firearm?
Let's investigate. Oh, Iris, you're even more enthusiastic than usual today. If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will set them straight.
The water pistol? Oh, it shoots water.
It's stuffed full of piping hot extra special blend tea of mine. Well, then I'm sure it'll be very effective. Let's get moving.
All right, come on, ladies. I don't got all fucking day. Let's get going. Fuck. So much dialogue. This is why I never liked any of you people. They never shut the fuck up. All right, where should we go first? Oh, wow, they actually block off places that are a waste of my time. Well, let's just go down the list. Let's start in on my guy who I'm very suspicious of. I don't know of any reason why I need to be here right now, but oh, it's Kazuma, of course. How could I not be here? We have to start with my boyfriend. November 2nd, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. God, he looks so good. No arguments, Prosecutor Asogi. You will continue with the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly.
It's Kazuma-sama!
Susato-san! We are supposed to whisper in moments like this. To find Lord Strongheart by the sound of it, he never did know when to back down. Hi. Sorry about my woman. God, they can be so noisy sometimes. On your way now, Asogi. My lord. Oh, hi. You look fantastic. You look a little stern, though. Kazuma. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. You don't have to say hi. He left without saying a word to me. Ugh. Oh, this man with the fucking Miley Cyrus blue-eyed stare. Yes, what are you doing here? Oh, well, since you bring it up, I was hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind. I think you might be the supervillain of this game. I wanted Von Zeke's trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary. Unwelcome? What do you mean? As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42:43.
Then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo.
In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information and I'm going to get it. So, let's talk. Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Von Zeeks is the Reaper? I wouldn't know. Oh. It was 10 years ago in that fateful closed trial that Lord Von Zeeks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to the jurors being under duress. Under duress? That's awful. The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days.
That's right. Let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe.
Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey. Are you sure it wasn't an act of God? And people believed Lord Von Zieks was responsible? For a landslide? He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident. So he must have had a solid alibi then. Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hands of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences.
Oh, well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated. Is that why it's a closed trial? Precisely. I see. Okay. This country hasn't seen a closed trial in 10 years. So that means that the last one was the professor's. The trial of Genshin Asogi. Correct! God, I feel like the smartest kid in class. Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart. Von Zieks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death. And here we are, 10 years later. With the son of the man Von Zieks has condemned now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way. They do say that what goes around comes around. It's an old proverb, I know. However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well. Kazuma is? I like my organization to run smoothly, in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others. Oh, all the cogs are part of a clock. Wow, never really got me on that one before. If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps. What does that mean? Not something with which you need concern yourself. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. Man, I really hate not knowing information. I really hate being in the dark. Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh gosh, that's a long time.
And I hold you entirely responsible. Yeah, that's typical. Powerful men very rarely take accountability for their own mishaps. Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes. I wonder if you might agree to us, talking with Prosecutor Asogi? Discussions between the defense and prosecution outside of the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go! You will find him in his office. Oh my god, thank you so much. Oh, man. Gay pride. Gay rights! Alright, I'm gonna go to it.
Let's go see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo.
I fully intend on that. Kazuma's my boyfriend. The man I love the most in this whole world. But I'm really not at all sure how to talk to him at the moment. Oh, God. I'm part of my own BL manga. Manga. How do you say it? A new location has been added. Where? The prison. Fresno Street. Well, oh, Mr. Vigil's hospital bed. And the prosecutor's office. Well, should I go straight to him or should I save that for the end? Should I just go down the line, maybe? I mean, this one seems like it's the most urgent. Or no, maybe we should leave him in peace for a little while. He's only been just admitted. Oh, so maybe we leave him alone, actually. Have isn't visited here. Thick with dust, and there's a chill. And then Kazuma-sama. Alright, fine, we'll go straight to him. We're already here. We'll dick around here. We'll figure it out. It's November 2nd, prosecutor's office. Oopsies. So, This is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it?
Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself.
Well, I think it goes back to being Von Zeke's after we clear him. Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor, Japanese style, in the dark corner. Oh, is that the Japanese way, on your knees?
It's his habit to seize a style, to sit size a style whenever he's...
Oh. Well, now that I brought it up, I guess I need to learn it, because I hate being the uncultured fuck in the room. It's part of the American white boy stereotype. How do I say this? Oh, yeah, I mean, I have seen pictures of that. Pronunciation. Siza is how I want to say it. Am I saying, is Siza correct? We'll have to watch a YouTube video.
Caesar.
Fuck! Caesar.
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 Alright, cool. Got it. Got it committed to memory. I know it. I've learned. And now I'm more educated.
It's his habit to seize a style whenever he's working.
Right. Well, it looks like our journey here was wasted. The prosecutor appears to be out. Son of a bitch!
Perhaps we should discuss things with another prosecutor we know first.
Alright, to the prison! I almost went there first. I was so close to making the right decision before I made the wrong one. Never second guess yourself. That's a real fact. They say when you second guess your choices on like multiple on test answers, you always end up fucking up. Go with your first instinct. Unless you're dumb. November 2nd, local prison cell number 1. Hi, stud. How you doing?
Lord Von Zeeks is reading. Look! He doesn't seem like he wants any visitors, does he?
He never does, Iris. It's okay. But he must have noticed that we're here. Surely. Hi. What do you Nipponese want? That's really no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it there, boy? You're gonna be a good boy for us today, Von Zeeks? Perhaps not. Huh? I apologize. So what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Lord Von Zeeks, speaking earnestly. Ah! The fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow!
This does feel very strange. I'm earning respect. Great. I must say, I was impressed. Oh, well. Thank you. Try my hardest for my clients. Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend. Oh, my boyfriend. Well, don't get any ideas. He is all mine, but yes, he is pretty cool, isn't he? It's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of the two of you. I suppose it's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all those years. I mean, that's really only if you believe in things like karma. I just kind of think that the universe is a series of random accidents. Although I do believe in consequence for actions, so... Which, I guess, isn't karma, because you did put his dad in jail, so actually this isn't this is very much consequence of your own actions. Oh, it is all your fault, actually. Except I'm gonna prove that it's not. Played the part? Johnny Petriello, hello. Welcome to the stream. The Reaper's identity, let's talk about it. You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped to reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London. We are doing something a little bit similar here in the United States. Our president, Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, is sending the military to random cities that he just doesn't really like, and is trying to intimidate people, and he's using the guise of crime, but also, girls, crime is fucking wild. I don't know. The pendulum, it will forever swing back and forth to the two extremities of The radical leftists who want no policing and just let everybody fuck the police and let the streets run amok, and then people get stabbed and people die. And then it'll swing back over to the radical right of over-policing, and if somebody even looks at you a little bit weird or wrong or breathes in your direction, lock them up, throw them in jail, throw away the key. And it seems like it's really, really hard to find a nuanced middle ground. I don't know if it can be done successfully, honestly. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. You were... what was it you were trying to tell me? I'm trying to get you off the hook for a crime? If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything? I might have gotten lost in my own tangent. What are we talking about? But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. Oh, why you're keeping silent about, like, why you're letting people think you're the Reaper. That's right. People being scared of vigilante justice makes them less likely to commit crimes. Got it. Ben Ray, hello. And that was just the most recent of many attempts on your life, wasn't it? Someone's clearly profiting from your silence about all this. Somebody's using you! Do you like that? Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, to expose the organization.
Ah! It's a whole organization?
It's an inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. I agree. And that's also why I think it couldn't possibly be you. It couldn't be one singular person. We're dealing with a whole fucking, like, government here, I think. Never played any Ace Attorney games, but hoping to in the future. Might I recommend checking out my personal favorite, Ace Attorney 5, Dual Destinies. I streamed that one and loved it. You might want to watch them in order too, but like the first 3 were a little bit rough for me. Fantastic games though, just not my best live streams. No. The Reaper always appears to have very accurate information about the accused in each case, which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved.
Someone at Scotland... Wait, you can't mean...
It's taken me many years, but I've finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Gregson? Tobias Gregson. No. You don't think... No, this is a misdirect. 'Cause he can't be. Well, first of all, he's dead, so he's a victim. Maybe he was involved in trying to get out of it, though? It's a whole team. A whole team of people. I think it's Sandwich. Sandwich has been involved in multiple cases, and that is suspicious to me. And he does hang out on the streets, and nobody would suspect a harmless old man.
No!
Gregson? The Reaper? You're shitting me. There's no way. Gregson's secret. So the reason that you were investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper? As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard. But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of the organization.
I don't believe it. Are you saying that that he was behind all those awful criminals meeting there?
Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself.
Oh!
He was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the Marks and plot their assassinations. Jesus, fuck. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi.
Which is where Mr. Vigil came in.
That was my line.
Oh, sorry.
Posing as the inspector. Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper, but the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings. So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then. Actually, I do have a name. Can I take a guess? Wait, hold on. Surely the fuck not. Sholmes? No. Refuse to believe it. Susato-san's dad wouldn't make sense. Wasn't in the country. Couldn't be him. Nor could Jigoku. I think they're both off the list. Ginny, I do fucking hate her guts. Put her on the list. Could be her. Male Strongheart, well, he is my supervillain, but he's always so particular about time. If he's as important as he claims to be, would he really have time to, like, do all of these things? I feel like he would have to pass it off to somebody else. Surely not. That would be a fun twist of fate if it was you, you lying little bitch. But probably not you, probably not you. You seem like a reasonable candidate, but you also, respectfully, you don't feel like an important enough character. And I'm so sorry to say that. You're dead. That doesn't make sense. You're him. Yeah, okay. No. Sandwich. Stick him. Honestly, it's seeming like he's a stronger and stronger candidate by the day, does he not? So I think that might be the case. Or we do have one unresolved loose end. There is a man who I remember who was bad, a bad guy, did criminal things like murder, and allegedly burned to death in a carriage. Body not found. So, all right, give it to me. You what?
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Oh, maybe it's Enoch Drebber. Or, if I can name the woman. Oh, Cynthia Erivo? Wait, no. That's not her name. Not the Wicked Witch of the West. Cynthia, she's a really cool dancer. Cynthia the coroner. Dr. Scythe. Courtney Scythe. I don't know if that's correct.
Oh.
She's a young woman by the name of Asa Shin. Oh. Are you just being racist again? Who? Asa Shin? Oh. Assassin. Yeah, okay, so if you're gonna say assassin like a racist. Assassin? Oh, let's not. Let's just say, okay, I see where you're going. I'm picking it up, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Wait, what? Shin? Oh, that's this bitch's name? Miss Asa Shin. The true name of a terrifying killer I only know all too well. I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I totally forgot this woman's name. Okay, but she's been doinked off. Dead as a door, alright? She was killed. She came to Japan posing as a visiting student, and she murdered Dr. John H. Wilson. Yeah, she did do that. Forgot about that. And then, just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction, the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut. And that woman, she was the Reaper of the Bailey? But then who killed her? Wait, we solved her murder, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss.
Well, no, of course not. We can't mention it here. So, we need to talk to my handsome news reporter man again. Remember him, the man with the camera who did the killing? What was his name? I forget. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris doesn't know that. It's very likely that man was her father. Oh, yikes. Hey Iris. How's it going?
Asa Shin. I should let father know at once.
I agree. Okay, wow, we're getting a lot of lore dumping today. Also, thank you for the subscription, Ben. Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Asogi? You say that he's a friend of yours. Boyfriend, actually, but, you know, we can... Tomato, tomato. My boy... Ryunosuke is gonna correct him, too. That is my best friend, my lover, partner, domestic, the most important person in my world. Yes, that's how you could describe him, actually. He's the whole reason that I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him. And love. Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father. Genshin Asogi, the professor. It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. Sounds like that is kind of how it goes always and forever. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves. By murdering the aristocracy? It still sounds like vigilantism, which I don't think he was doing. But I see your point. But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint von Zieks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt. Why did that damned Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life? Ooh, I just tooted a little on that line. In spite of having once saved mine. Wait. I'm sorry, what? He saved your life? Never thought to mention that before? How did that happen? What? It was 10 years ago on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital. So Clint von Zieks had already been killed at this point. Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. Of course, at that point I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side. All of a sudden...
Don't make a peep, you're coming with us!
Oh, hi boys. We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. Wow, you looked so handsome back then. I'm sorry, I'm losing focus. I'd been targeted several times before already.
Yeah, it's von Zieks, alright, we got him!
I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves. I knew that they were after me, but just when I thought my time had come. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was Asogi's voice, just a whisper in my ear. And he killed them? After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me. Two days later, they arrested him, on suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever, the Professor. How awful for you! How awful for Genshin! All at once, I lost the brother I revered, and the foreign friend I held in such high regard. I'm so sorry, Lord von Zieks. Remember in the recap where I mentioned that Barak told Ryunosuke about his Japanese friend who betrayed him? His Japanese friend was Genshin. That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone. Well, thank you for recounting it to me. I appreciate it, and I feel like we're a little bit closer after this experience.
The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are.
Alright, let's not talk about intimacy right now, Susato-san. I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper. Giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett. That's the name I remembered.
Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information. Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie! Hooray!
Okay. Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then, I guess. You just chill here. Not like you can go too many other places. Alright, new location added. Great Waterloo Hotel. But what if it's a multi-government conspiracy? What if they're also... I don't know that I can trust anybody. The Great Waterloo Hotel foyer.
I thought it yesterday, and I think it again today. This place is so princely.
It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling that you're gonna think the same tomorrow then.
My tea has My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever you're serving in that tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Alright, Iris, you're little, so you're very, very cute, but I promise you, add like 3 more years to that age, and that cute little adorable personality of yours is gonna come across as extremely conceited and narcissistic, and people are not going to like you. So, start turning that around in the next like 6 months or so. Ah, look who we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure. Mr. Mitochondria!
Father! Oh, this is your daddy, Susie. How lovely!
What a charming young lady. And you are? Oh, yeah, this is gonna be news to you. Oh, really? So you're the author of The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, are you?
That's me! Iris Wilson at your service, sir. Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know.
Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest.
Iris actually lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father.
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes. You wouldn't be smiling so airily if you knew just how bright she is, believe me. Narcissist. Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery, after I twisted some arms, of course. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance. You were allowed to see the closed trial? I'm not gonna lie, that makes you a little bit more sus to me. I don't like that they let you sit in on a closed trial. I feel like you'd have to be part of the conspiracy. Oh my god, do I need to start wearing a tinfoil hat here? I don't know who to trust and who to distrust. Well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Kazuma on the end there. No! Please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me. Oh, really? You didn't miss a step against Asogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured into such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. That's very kind of you to say, and really nice to hear. Stroke my ego harder, Daddy. What I saw in court today confirmed what I'd been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo, I trust you haven't forgotten. What? Me? Forget a critical piece of information? Never! No. You did mention something, didn't you? That's right.
But first, we have something to report, Father. Susato-san, what did your father want?
Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further? I wonder where Judge Jigoku has gotten to. I don't know, but I guess we're not gonna find out right now. Alright, let's talk.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey?
I've heard rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it to me all yesterday. Of course. When I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge. Right. He didn't appear until after that case when the visiting student had already returned home. Lord von Zeeks, who was in the dock today. That was Barrock, the younger brother of Clint von Zeeks, I believe.
That's right. And he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all of those mysterious deaths. It was someone else.
I see. So what you're saying is there's been a professional killer at work here. Exactly. Someone by the name of Asa Shin, in fact. I beg your pardon? Did you say Asa Shin? Yeah, I did. I said Asa Shin. You mean that Giselle-bred woman who was responsible for killing my great friend? Well, we are in the hotel lobby, so if you could keep your voice to a minimum, but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed.
Oh no! Wait! Professor Mitochondria! Shh, shh, shh. Lips sealed. We don't want to talk. We don't want to get into the details. Professor Mitochondria, I think perhaps this is neither the time nor the place to discuss such information, so if you wouldn't mind shutting the fuck up. Because the friend the professor is talking about is Dr. John H. Wilson, aka Iris's daddy! And that's not something we want Iris to find out about. At least not like this. Oh good, we're just gonna scurry past it. Now let's talk about his death in front of his daughter. Anonymously.
Oh! I've just remembered something. Biscuits! This hotel is the most delicious looking biscuits.
Well, that was rather out of the blue. Oh my god, she's trying to pull Iris away. Be cool, dude! She's doing this deliberately. Alright, listen, I can keep up.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come with me, Iris?
Exactly. Okay? Get with the program, Mr. Mitochondria.
Oh, that's right. You just try to leave me behind.
Alright, good. Now that the women are gone, let's talk. So that young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she? Yeah, that's right. And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great Detective Sholmes. But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? Yeah, have you never heard of a pen name before? It's Dr. John H. Wilson. I know. That's the name of her father, you see. Her father? What? Haven't you caught on to this? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yumei University 4 years ago. But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett. Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan? Because the Reaper doesn't do that typically. Anyways, Iris knows nothing about that case, actually. It seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father. Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not. But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner. What? You mean we could be talking about two different Dr. Wilsons, you think? Oh, my brain is hurting. Well, John and Wilson are both common names, after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young woman lady until we can be sure. Yeah, that's what we thought. Okay, so we're on this.
We're back! With cinnamon biscuits!
Great. They smell delicious, Iris. Thank you for your service.
I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here, don't you, Susie? Yes. I'm sure you're right, Iris.
Great. Okay, let's talk about Judge Jigoku. I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while, have you? Guilty! Ha ha ha! But that guilty is still ringing in my ears. No, now that you mention it, I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore at the Great Exhibition.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Jigoku having once been in the dock himself.
Ah, yes. It was all tied up with that accursed trial. The closed trial. Of Kazuma's father? Sashiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. but he got a little carried away and, well, he actually managed to break the witness stand.
Oh my gosh.
He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire for which he was charged. Oh, dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that. Well, it was all right in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together. He was acquitted in a British court system? Oh my god, he's going to die! And you haven't seen him since this morning? He's gonna be reaped!
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, he's for sure our next victim. Ah, yes. Talking of Sashiro, I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please, if you will. Ah, look at all of us. God, we are such a good-looking crew.
Oh, what a lovely picture. Would it have killed you to smile, Mr. Naruhodo?
Maybe. It certainly seems to shout that we've arrived in Britain. Commemorative photograph entered into the court. Oh, great, it's gonna be evidence. Oh, jeez. None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we?
No, that's true.
Alright, let's talk about the favor. So, you did mention a favor that you'd like to ask me. Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it will be over before long. And when it is, I'd like for you to accompany me back to Japan. What? You want me to...
What?
Yeah.
Father? What is the meaning of this?
Ooh, she's giving you the hands on the hips. She means business. Now, Susato, you should understand you've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is in its infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
Oh, you mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really, quite urgently, in fact. But I've not even been in London for a year. I've read all of Susato's reports, and I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs. Me? Don't you feel like you're blowing a little too much smoke up my asshole?
So, you'd be leaving then, Runo? But then, what am I supposed to do, Father?
You're a strong, independent woman. Figure it out. You came here to serve as Asogi's judicial assistant.
You're gonna separate me from Kazuma?
Our government is still in the process of deciding how to best deal with his situation, though.
He's gonna separate me from both of my friends?
You've always chosen your own path, Susato, and I trust your judgment. In this matter also.
Father!
Please, the pair of you don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand, a hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you to come home. All I'm asking is that you consider it, and you come to a decision by the time the trial concludes.
Okay, well, I mean, that doesn't sound too hostile. I mean, when you put it that way, yeah, I will mull it over in my head. You won't leave, will you, Runo?
Probably not, but the thought hadn't even crossed my mind before, to be honest. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believed to be Kazuma's will. I'm hopelessly in love with him. But it turns out that he's still alive, and he's not really digging me right now. So, where does that leave me? That's a good question. Well, if you'll excuse me now. I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police with this information about Asa Shin. Oh, I hope we haven't made a mistake by being too forthcoming with our information here.
Of course, Father. Thank you.
I look forward to next month's installment, Miss Wilson.
Oh, good! And please, do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you?
Right.
We'd love to entertain you.
I would be delighted. The best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And, give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you? Yeah, I will. Going back home.
You know, Kazuma-sama has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he'd love the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all of this.
Yeah, no doubt. Asa Shin. Of course! It's so obvious! I'm sorry, what? Oh, it's you! Jesus. How could I have neglected to consider the possibility before now? Oh, you always just pop up out of nowhere, don't you? Mr. Sholmes!
Hurley! Where have you been?
Why, I joined you all for tea, of course. What an extraordinary question.
I didn't notice you at all.
No matter, no matter. Anyway, to more pressing concerns. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once. It is a matter of such much urgency. To Japan? A telegram? Why? Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now. Oh?
Oh, well, my father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself.
I see. Well, he looked reliable enough for a bearded fellow. Gotta be a little bit wary about those bearded fellows.
I don't think what father's sports could be considered a full beard, Mr. Sholmes.
There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty unshaven father to see that this is sent. What is it?
I mean, I guess I will, but what is it?
No questions at this time, if you please, Miss Susato. All we can do is pray. Not for once. My deduction is awry. Doesn't that imply that your deductions are normally correct, Mr. Sholmes? Which isn't exactly— Now then! You may be surprised to learn that I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settees and eavesdrop on other people's conversations. Oh. Right, of course. I leave the sending of this in your hands, then, my dear fellows. Okay, what is it? Wait a moment, Mr. Sholmes?
He just sort of ran off, didn't he? At quite a pace.
And he left the unpaid-for bill for his tea. Of course he did. Of course, why wouldn't he?
I must catch up with father at the telegraph office. At once. And I'll run and call us a cab straight away.
Oh, okay, bye, girls. And there was me thinking everyone would be clamoring to pay Mr. Sholmes' bill. Oh, fuck. That sounds about right. Well, I've been abandoned by all of my friends. I've been left with the bill to pay. I'm suspicious of everybody. And our hour is up for the day, boys. So it's time to save our progress. And pray tell, gentlemen, we will have to continue our investigation tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you for spending your evening with me. If you guys could please leave a like on the stream. It's all I ask for this free entertainment. And yeah, I will see you boys in the next one, all right? The investigation's getting a little bit spicy. I actually, pretty rare for me in the Great Ace Attorney world, I feel like I'm fully invested in this case. So I'm actually really into it. So I'll be here tomorrow, and we'll see where we go with it next. Until then, boys. Toodles!